Welcome everybody to our webinar today on how Southern New Hampshire University uses video assignments to foster engagement, collaboration, and drive learner persistence and success.
Hi everyone, so my name is Alex Nestro. I am an academic technology support analyst at Southern New Hampshire University, and part of my role at SNHU is that I serve as the Bongo vendor manager. So really at SNHU, I'm kind of the Bongo SME. So I work a lot with different groups that might be interested in using Bongo, figuring out what their use cases for Bongo are, and if Bongo would be a good fit for them.
And hi everyone, I'm Dana Armstrong, Product Growth Director here at Bongo. And now that you know who we are, I'm sure you're eager to hear more from Alex, who's the real superstar of the conversation. But first, I'm going to do a really brief overview of what video assignments are, especially for the folks on the call who have not had the opportunity to use our solution yet. So just so you have the context you need before Alex dives deeper into their use. After we hear about the amazing things that SNHU are doing with the application of video assignments, I'm going to come back in and give you all an update on the important investments that we've been making to our AI-based workflows. You'll notice on the slide that the question section doesn't have a number, and that's because we're going to invite you to use the Q&A session or section of the Zoom call to ask anything along the way. So we have other folks from Bongo who are going to answer those questions anytime. Also, if we've got the chat enabled, feel free to put any comments or feedback or just open discussion that you want to have as we go through today's session, because we really want it to be collaborative. And we're also going to have a few polls, so make sure that you are ready to answer those. So first, let's get started with a reminder of what video assignments are. So with Bongo, learners record themselves doing a presentation or demonstrating a skill, providing a really tangible reflection of their knowledge and mastery of that skill. So as learners submit videos, they have the opportunity to receive instant and tailored AI-backed coaching so that they can use that feedback to practice and improve over time. Additionally, instructors and peers have the opportunity to also provide in-depth and personalized feedback that can be time-stamped along with the video in order to provide that really important contextual feedback. And what's really exciting is we now have a new option for instructors to take advantage of, and that's automated scoring. That's going to help deliver consistent and unbiased assessment, but we're going to talk about that a little bit later. That's us in a nutshell, but from a high-level perspective, but I want to talk about the specific workflows that you can take advantage of with your LMS integration. So our integration is possible with many LMSs. And within that integration, it's going to allow your instructors and course designers to take advantage of 4 distinct assignment workflows. They have 4 different features and meet 4 different use cases, so I really do like to talk about them individually. First, we have our individual assignment. So this is going to allow learners to build communication and critical thinking skills as they continuously practice, assess themselves, and deliver a presentation over video. So this could be your traditional oral presentation. It could be demonstrating a physical skill, or even sharing your screen and walking through an asset that you may have created. Second, we have question and answer. And this puts the learner on the spot to answer preloaded questions with only a limited amount of time to respond. So this is used often as a more modern way of delivering quizzes or knowledge tests, but it's also used as a simulation tool. So you can simulate real-world scenarios like a conversation between 2 people. Third, we have group assignment. So it's a one-stop shop for all things group collaboration. So letting learners collaborate synchronously or asynchronously to complete a group assignment. And last but very much not least is interactive video. So this is where learners answer multiple choice questions or submit video responses at different points throughout watching a video. So those are the 4 workflows. Just as important as those workflows, I do also like to take time to talk about our robust feedback options. First, we have instructor feedback. So after a learner completes a video, they can receive personalized, time-stamped text or video-based comments from their instructors. We also have peer review. We know that's incredibly important in education. So individuals can receive text and video feedback from their peers. Evaluators can determine how many peer reviews each person completes, how those review groups are formed, and whether you need to conceal identities. So peer review really provides that more inclusive and diverse range of perspectives, leading to that comprehensive learning experience. Of course, we have rubrics, which is incredibly important in higher education as well. And the use of rubrics can be done by instructors for evaluation, or individuals or learners can assess themselves, which provides that more streamlined, consistent, and objective evaluation for all learners. And last but not least, we also have our AI-based tools. So our AI coach provides instant personalized feedback on both content and presentation. So everything from rate of speech to use of filler words, but more importantly, targeted coaching. This is really going to help from the ability to scale your feedback, saving valuable time for instructors. So now that we've talked about what video assignments are, hopefully you've picked up on something important I want to highlight. And that's that we are more than just what the title video assignment suggests. We are not just an assessment or assignment tool. We really are an engagement tool. We are a collaboration tool. And of course, we are an assessment tool. And when folks like yourself are out there researching or looking for engagement, collaboration, and assessment tools, it's often because you're running into challenges that you need to solve for. And that was the exact case with SNHU and why we started working together so many years ago. So I want to just take a minute to talk about what are some of those challenges that you're seeing. And note as I go through these that we're going to do a quick poll. So keep an eye on some of these challenges and think about which ones resonate with you. So the first one might be, how can I ensure participation and engagement is in fact happening? How do I know that my learners aren't just passively listening or taking in content without engaging and showcasing that they understand and are retaining, and not just retaining short term? How do I feel confident that they're truly retaining knowledge long term? A second challenge might be, how can I provide really specific personalized feedback at scale, both in helping my coach my learners, but also what about assessing my learners? Or what about if I have self-paced courses? Is personalization even possible? A third one might be, how can I provide more experiential learning opportunities? How can I ensure that my learners are able to demonstrate their knowledge in a real world setting? Does traditional assessment allow me to do that effectively? A fourth one might be, how do I ensure my programs meet accreditation standards, especially if you're in an online or a blended world? As a part of many accreditations, you need to ensure that learners are career ready. So how can I make sure that my learners have both mastery of knowledge and skill, but the soft skills necessary to make them prepared for the workforce? And last, how can I use AI effectively, but also responsibly when trying to innovate and keep learners engaged? We all know that AI is here to stay, and it's more than just AI content creation or AI to generate quiz questions. What are the tools that are out there that are going to really be a game changer for both myself as an instructor or course designer and my learners? So these are just some challenges, and they're not softball challenges. They're really meaty challenges that you guys face every day. So we want to do a quick poll here. Which one of these, you can select more than one or all, really resonate with you? We'll just give everybody 30 seconds to decide there. Or 10. Okay, let's see those results. Okay. There we go. Perfect. Oh, so we have a really good balance here. So there's a lot of people resonating with every single one of them, and a good chunk of you that all of these resonate with you. So we're going to be talking about these specific challenges, especially Alex is going to talk about specifics in her institution, and I'll talk to them as far as our roadmap goes as well. So this is a really great result.
All right, and so now it's my turn to kind of talk a little bit about how SNHU uses video assignments to foster engagement, collaboration, and really drive learner persistence and success. So looking back, Southern New Hampshire University first started using video assignments to meet accreditation standards for our online Masters in Clinical Mental Health Counseling program back in 2017. So as you might imagine, creating a fully online counseling program comes with a lot of challenges, and we really needed a way to prove to our accreditors that students graduating from that program would be ready to step into any counseling scenario. In the last few years, however, there has been an increased interest at SNHU around video assignments, particularly for our global campus, so our online courses. Deans and course designers are really looking for a tool where our learners can practice presentation skills, collaborate with one another, and for a tool that would provide rich feedback around speaking, pace, and use of filler words. I really began seeing an increase in interest around video assignments as a peer engagement, collaboration, and assessment tool. And it really became clear as I began meeting with these different teams that video assignments was going to be the best option for those use cases. So some of our challenges at SNU, the same challenges were coming up across multiple programs. So deans wanted students in their programs to feel comfortable presenting and gain real-world experience through their coursework. We want instructors to really be able to focus on building relationships with learners and providing rich feedback on student assignments. Not all instructors may have presentation experience or may be comfortable providing feedback on presentations. So as I'm about to demonstrate, in the last 3 years, SNHU really began to expand the use of video assignments from just a few programs to over 10 different programs and close to 100 courses. The next few slides are going to showcase some of the unique ways that we use video assignments to really help foster that engagement, collaboration, and assessment. So first up, we use video assignments to foster engagement in the online setting in many different programs here at SNHU. So learners in our MBA program will use video assignments throughout their overall program as a check-in tool with their instructors. So learners are essentially given different prompts throughout various points in their MBA courses, and they can record themselves in the platform, discuss really any issues that they might be having with their coursework, any concepts that they're struggling with, as well as reviewing plans for their overall final project. Instructors can then review those videos and respond directly in the platform through both written and video feedback. So it's almost facilitating like an office hours type scenario. And this really gives learners and instructors in the online setting an opportunity to get some face time together. Um, if there are any instructors that are here, I'm sure you can attest to how difficult it is to get students to actually show up for office hours. So building these check-ins into video assignments really is helping to ensure that that engagement between learners and instructors or learners and TA is happening in that online setting. And so video assignments are also used as a demonstration tool, which again helps further build engagement with our learners. So with peer review enabled on video assignments, learners can demonstrate skills to their peers within a course. So for example, our online Master of Nursing program uses video assignments so that learners can demonstrate certain skills to their classmates, such as how to take a patient's blood pressure. This helps solve the challenge of providing experiential learning opportunities to really keep learners engaged. Learners are able to peer review their videos and then leave time-stamped comments, perhaps maybe indicating to their peer that they may have taken the blood pressure incorrectly, or ask them a question about their methods. Again, this really is helping to allow those learners to engage and learn from one another in an online setting. And it helps solve the challenge of creating authentic and realistic learning opportunities. So rather than writing a paper on how to take blood pressure, the learners are actually engaging with one another and they're able to demonstrate their skills through their video assignment. And video assignments can also be used as a collaboration tool to really help enhance that learner connection in the online settings. So both group assignments and individual assignments can be used to facilitate collaboration. So many of our courses do use the group assignment for role play activities. So, for example, in our Master's in Clinical Mental Health Counseling program, we use group assignments to role play certain counseling scenarios. So the learners will essentially take turns acting as the therapist and the client, and then they're really able to develop their skills through the platform. The students are able to learn from one another's dispositions and share ideas and provide feedback to one another through these group assignments. Again, rather than writing a paper, going over how they might deal with a certain scenario that could occur in a counseling session, learners are really put to the test by actually having to act out how they would handle that scenario. Peer review enabled assignments allow learners to develop their skills around giving and receiving feedback and brings some additional depth to an online course. Using video assignments as a role play tool really helps ensure that the learners are going to be career ready in their field, which is yet another important challenge that Dana mentioned earlier that video assignments really help support. And video assignments are also used to foster discussions, which again helps the learners really learn and collaborate together. So rather than using just a typical discussion forum, the learners might participate in a weekly discussion through an individual video assignment with peer review enabled. So the learners are encouraged to record themselves talking about the weekly discussion topic, and then they're required to view and reply to at least two of their peers. By using video assignments for discussions, the learners can really become more comfortable talking about these certain concepts and theories in their coursework. There's a big difference between writing about a topic and then actually being able to discuss it out loud. And video discussions through video assignments helps bridge that gap to ensure that learners feel comfortable participating in workplace discussions when they graduate. SNHU uses video assignments for discussions in programs like clinical mental health counseling, public administration, graphic design, and nursing. And one of our most common use cases for video assignments at Southern New Hampshire University is for summative assessments. So learners are able to gain real world experience through the video assignments by presenting their work through the platform. So learners are really able to record both themselves and their screens in video assignments, mimicking the experience of what many of us do when we give a presentation, much like we're doing right now. So, for example, learners in our accounting and finance program spend the whole term creating tax returns for a potential client. And then at the end of the term, they use video assignments to present those tax returns as if they were presenting them to the client. This gives the students the ability to really become comfortable discussing and reviewing those complex financial terms or concepts to an audience. For another example, in our graphic design program, the learners use video assignments to give a branding presentation where they defend and explain their design choices. So learners will talk through why they chose specific fonts, colors, and design aspects, and they're given a chance to really apply the concepts that they've learned throughout the term in their presentation. So, how do I make sure that my learners are career ready? With video assignments, they not only validate the knowledge that students are learning, but it also helps validate their soft skills and their ability to present and work with clients in the real world. Um, at the graduate level, learners in our criminal justice program um, use video assignments to present daily situation reports. Um, they give a detailed plan for how they would deal with that scenario. In our graduate nursing program, learners are presenting a plan and approach to deal with how they would improve healthcare for a specific population of patients in their community. Learners in clinical mental health counseling program use video assignments as part of their summative assessment to talk about different systems theories that they would use in complicated family counseling situations and talk through how that theory will help the family meet their goals. With auto analysis enabled on all of these different assignments, the learners can practice as many times as they would like and get meaningful presentation feedback before actually submitting anything to be graded. I even use Bongo to practice this presentation, and it was a very humbling experience. I am an ummer. As Dana mentioned earlier, scalable feedback can be a challenge, and the feedback that's provided through auto analysis and now AI Coach can really help take some of the work off of instructors. So the instructors can really focus on providing learner feedback on the content of their presentation and kind of lean on Bongo video assignments to help with some of that presentation specific feedback. So at SNHU, we do have over 25 courses that use video assignments as a summative assessment across 5 different unique undergraduate and graduate programs. So hopefully that painted a really great picture of how Southern New Hampshire University has utilized video assignments as a powerful engagement, collaboration, and assessment solution to solve many of the challenges. As you can see here, we've seen a lot of growth with our usage for Bongo over the last few years, which has been really great. The tool sets and configuration options that are available in video assignments really allow us to attack some of these challenges in a meaningful way and really customize the courses to every student. And so you can really see represented through this graph the absolute explosive use over the last 4 years. This chart represents the large volume of video assignment submission by learners. So you can see as we've been implementing it more, just how many more we have. And another reason that we've been so successful in expanding our use of video assignments is really because of Bongo's commitment to continue to invest in their products. So they do a really great job of incorporating customer feedback. I know I've worked with Dana to provide feedback on a bunch of different tools, which has been really awesome. Um, and so there's kind of no better time to pass this over to Dana to talk a little bit more about AI Coach.
Thanks, Alex. So before we jump into our newest AI-based features, we're going to do another quick poll because I'm very curious. So we want to know, do you, if you are somebody who is running your own courses or your instructors, currently use AI-based tools in your learning programs today? So we're going to put that poll up really quick. So the answer might be yes, or not yet, but I'm very interested, or maybe you're just a little unsure right now. So give you guys a few moments. Okay, let's see those results. Okay, so we've got a lot of yeses, which is awesome. We've got not yet, but very interested with almost half. So that's a good opportunity today to learn. And if you're unsure if you want to, maybe those couple people might actually change their minds as we get through this. So let's dig in and show you what AI-based tools we have for you to take advantage of. But first, I do want to talk about whether practice makes perfect. So it's generally believed that to become better at something, one must do it often. Just learning about it isn't enough. So that's why we repeatedly practice a behavior to learn and then eventually, of course, master a skill. And while practice is crucial, practice on its own isn't enough. Feedback is always needed to reinforce that learning, address any gaps, motivate improvement. And in fact, without feedback, learners can develop really bad habits from practicing something incorrectly. So therefore, I like to change it up a little bit and say practice plus feedback makes perfect. And that is why we invested in opportunities for learners to get more access to instant feedback while practicing their presentations. But not just any feedback. We wanted targeted and personalized feedback, and it can all be driven by AI. So Bongo's newest version of AI Coach will be able to not only provide consistent and immediate feedback on overall structure of the presentation and important delivery metrics like rate of speech and filler words. Now, though, the AI Coach will also provide targeted feedback based on the requirements of the specific assignment. So how do I ensure AI Coach even knows what the specifics of my assignment are so that the learner can know what is expected of them? It all starts when the instructor creates the assignment in your LMS. So in the configure assignment area, for those on the call who use us often, this is very familiar with you. You'll now see a new section called automated feedback. With a click of a button, our new generate learning objectives option becomes easily accessible, and you do a simple copy and paste of any kind of source material that is relevant to your assignment. So this could be an article, a chapter from a textbook, maybe a transcript of a video. And in this example, I copied over some content from my communications course on how to communicate like a leader. From there, all I do is click generate. And within only a few moments, our AI generator will comb through that content, assess, and then recommend both high-level learning objectives as well as some sub-criteria for each learning objective. The assignment author then has the opportunity to review, to edit, and approve. And now the AI coach has a concrete set of objectives that are now the foundation for that targeted coaching. So from a learner's perspective, when they navigate to the assignment now, they will see the new learning objectives indicator and can open that up to see exactly what is expected of them for their presentation. When the learner then begins recording themselves, the AI coach will provide feedback on both the presentation effectiveness and the content accuracy defined by your learning objectives. These great examples are shown in the very real AI coach results on the right-hand side of this slide. You can see that the AI coach provided the learner with indications of areas of excellence, but maybe more importantly, the AI coach was able to call out specifics of where she was unable to meet the objectives or where she could have dug deeper. It really is incredible that the learner can get this level of depth and this level of personalized feedback anywhere, anytime. And it's also an enormous opportunity for an instructor to save time in that coaching aspect of an assignment. They, of course, can be available to students directly should they want to be. That will never go away. But they can also sit back knowing that the AI coach is providing that depth and level of feedback that is needed to help learners practice until they feel confident. Because the coach is really going to help learners hone their skill and submit their best work, allowing your instructors to concentrate on those deeper engagements. But what about when it comes to assessment of that submission? We hear from instructors all the time that they completely understand and agree that video-based submissions truly answer many of those challenges around providing important experiential learning opportunities or being able to more authentically assess a learner's skills, and of course, provide opportunities for learners to feel engaged and like they're really retaining their knowledge. But instructors can only do so much with the time that they have. All of these video submissions need to be reviewed, assessed, and sent back to the learner. And for some instructors, that can feel really overwhelming. Well, we heard that feedback loud and clear. And after coming up with the ability for our AI coach to provide really targeted coaching tips to the learners, we then invested in ways to use those same AI workflows to now become your instructor's co-pilot in their assessment journey. So if we remember back to those learning objectives and their sub-criteria that were generated on the onset of the assignment, these were not only for learners to get targeted coaching during their practice sessions, they can also optionally be used as your scoring criteria. So once a learner feels confident that they have a video they want to submit, after getting, of course, all that really important coaching by the AI coach, that final submitted video will now be assessed by our Bongo AI workflows against those learning objectives set by you as the instructor. So it really provides an opportunity for the instructor to use our AI tools as a co-pilot in their marking journey by helping them get, 90% of the way to the end result. But how does it work in reality for the instructors? The instructor will see in their learner overview dashboard that an assignment has been evaluated by the AI. The instructor can then go in and review the AI's recommendation for that score. And of course, the instructor can adjust wherever they see fit. And of course, as well, they can still provide that incredibly important timestamp feedback on the learner's videos whenever they need. Everything will remain completely in draft until the instructor feels confident with that assessment. And then that can be sent straight to the gradebook with a click of a button. It really is pretty cool. But now I'm going to hazard a guess that your first question might be, well, Dana, how accurate is the AI in providing the right assessment results? The Bongo team here really strives to provide automated AI-driven feedback that is actionable, accurate, and comparable with human evaluation. And one way that that has been achieved is by conducting validity testing, comparing the automated scoring results with human assessment. So this was achieved by mining years of video evaluated by instructors. And then that same evaluation was run by our automated scoring. And I'm happy to announce that at the time of our release, our automated scoring test sets were showing a variation of less than 3%, which means we were providing really consistent and accurate AI-based feedback designed to help those learners effectively grow at their skill. So what's interesting too is as we were digging through this testing, we also found unintentional bias in human evaluation. Learners were given credit for criteria that were not met, and scoring tended to be more strict for the first learners evaluated by an activity as compared to, of course, those that were scored second or last. Automated scoring with AI is not subject to the same human emotions or fatigue, and therefore it can be more consistent across evaluations. So interesting fact there. So hopefully what you've seen today is that you can now have the tools that are available to you to help you scale the creation of your assignments, but also still maintain that ability to provide really robust feedback to your learners. And then you can also take advantage of bringing in that co-pilot to your assessment process to save you that incredibly valuable time. So I just want to hand it back to Alex there a little bit to talk about kind of the next steps that they have with using AI Coach.
Sorry about that. I couldn't find my mute button.
No good.
Yeah, so we are really excited to begin using AI Coach. There's a few different ways that we're really looking at using it. So we have in our undergrad communications program for public speaking, we do have students each week have to give a different type of presentation. So really the ability to set the tone of the presentation through AI Coach is something that we are excited about being able to use because we have students doing formal presentations, informal presentations. So really looking forward to using AI Coach for that. Um, let's see what else. We also in our MBA program, they can definitely benefit from those more specific and robust presentations, specific feedback provided by AI Coach. One thing that we are really excited about for AI Coach is how, the feedback provided is very specific to the presentation. So if the student starts off by making a joke, the feedback that they get through AI Coach will reference the joke that they make. So really looking forward to do some more deeper testing. We're going to find even more ways that we can take advantage of all of these new and exciting features. So thank you to my friends over at Bongo for the continued investment in the roadmap.
Yeah, we're really excited about you guys starting to use these features too, now that they're out in the wild and ready for everybody. So we hope you guys enjoyed today's session. We got through that rather quickly, but hopefully you got everything you needed out of it today to learn how you can use video assignments in your own institution. Alex has graciously offered to reach or to connect with any of you. I am also available, so we will leave this slide up here for a while because you guys can flood our inboxes all you would like. If for whatever reason there was a question that wasn't answered, we'll make sure to reach out to you because we can see who has asked what questions. But we can also leave the chat open just for a few minutes as well. For those who want to sign off, they can. But if you want to continue the discussion in the chat for a minute, then we will hang out as well. So thank you, everybody, and look forward to connecting.
Yeah, I see that we have one question asking about the challenges that SNHU experienced when adopting Bongo in the classroom and how we may have resolved them. So as I kind of talked about earlier on in the presentation, really we started using Bongo in just one program, and then the usage has kind of expanded over the years. So there was definitely some growing pains that we experienced while expanding our usage of Bongo. Really to kind of help resolve those. I did a lot of work with kind of testing different scenarios in Bongo and really writing up a very robust guide for here's how to build in Bongo the right way. Here are the different assignment types that you can do in Bongo. Here are the different evaluation types. So a lot of documentation for that, as well as creating some standard language around video assignments for students and instructors. So, if it's a Bongo assignment where a rubric is being used, really making sure that we're using that standard language so that students know to check their Bongo assignment to see their rubric. So that's kind of some of what we did. If you want to email me, if you have like any more specific questions or kind of issues that you think might come up, definitely feel free to. One thing that we also did is the creation of a lot of knowledge-based articles that sit with our IT help desk in case students or instructors ever have any issues or just like questions around different features in Bongo if something is an issue or working as expected. So we have a lot of those KB articles that kind of help to facilitate any sort of like troubleshooting or like questions that instructors might have. And if our help desk isn't able to kind of resolve those through the KB articles, then they escalate those issues essentially up to me, and I take a deeper look. But yeah, that's kind of some of the ways that we did it. And if you have any more questions or have like specific issues that you want to talk about, definitely feel free to send me an email.
Okay, thanks, Alex. That's honestly really helpful of you to be able to connect with our fellow customers, so we much appreciate it. Okay, thanks everyone. We really appreciate your time. Recording will go out, and again, reach out to Alex and I anytime.
Thank you.